think we are live again. Now, welcome back to this week's Tyria Talks. Now, I'll get rid of that echo. And yeah, this one's been literally just out the blue. It's currently 2:15 AM here, so I'm going to have to speak a bit quieter than I usually would. But this is the only time I can do this. Now, if you don't know what Tyria is, for a lot of my new subscribers who are subscribed to maybe my YouTube channel and not my streaming, Tyria is a live stream that I do all about Guild Wars 2, and it's basically focused on any news that comes out or any information that we receive or anything like this. And in the future it will be sort of an events, news and just gameplay and general Guild Wars 2 talk. So if you want to listen to a stream, or if you want to listen to a podcast, or if you just want a long video about Guild Wars 2, then this is the place to be. Now, today we are going to be talking about what is it? They've released a new blog post, as you can see, and it's the new Guild Wars 2 demo at G-Star. And G-Star is basically a convention in Korea, and they've decided to revamp their current, no, they haven't actually, they've revamped their current boss fight that they've shown at stuff like Gamescom and PAX, but they've done it so it's the human starting area instead of quite a lot of the other starting areas, and this is simply because of the Korean. They had to get it in Korean. As you know, Guild Wars 2, all the demos we've played so far have been in the English language pack, so they've had to change to Korean, so this is why they could only limit their demo to the human starting area, because obviously it's a lot easier being human and all. So as you can see, this is they have been talking about this, and they are saying it's a big week for them, and I agree. I mean, Korea is a very, very, very big gaming scene. Korea has a massive gaming scene, and if Guild Wars 2 kicks off in Korea, esports wise and everything, it would be big, because their PvP in Guild Wars 2 is going to be quite esports focused. They've said this already. So if it kicks off in Korea, that's going to be a big plus for them. And of course the game in general, I mean, it's more sales, it's everything, so it's a big week. I think this is their first convention in Korea, so yeah, they've just revamped the demo a bit. There's not much information about it, to be honest. They're saying here they wanted to show off their boss monsters. Of course they've got Tequantal the Sunless, and Shadow Behemoth, and the Shatterer, which are all the famous bosses we have seen so far. And if you haven't seen them, definitely Google, YouTube, search them, because it is awesome. And obviously they've changed to the human starting area, which I have said already. But the more interesting thing is they finally have finalized, I think, their customization. And we will take a look at this video in a second. But basically they have put more options to it than we have seen already in the PAX and Gamescom conventions. So obviously that we've seen quite a lot of different, customizations that you can do, and it's very, very different to Guild Wars 1 indeed. Similar to the Aeon system, I definitely think they've used the Aeon system in this to help them out, but it's not as insane. You can't have like someone this small and someone 6 feet tall. They've limited you to what you can do, but you still can change your look quite a lot, and it'll be very, very hard to find someone that looks very similar. So we're going to kick this episode off by looking at the new character customization, and then we're going to go on to the UI improvements. This is all the stuff they've shown in this blog post. This is basically news that I'm going to cover in this episode, and obviously they've changed the learning, the new skills, and what else have they done? Of course, more about the utility skills, and they talk a little bit about their traits as well at the bottom here. And these are just some pictures from the I forgot what it's called, the G something, G-Star or something. Yeah, probably not G-Star, but G-Force or something like this event in Korea. And obviously you can see they're playing Guild Wars 2, and this is a Guild Wars 2 stand. It's looking pretty good, I'm quite jealous. I have not been to any of the conventions quite yet. Have not touched the game at all, and also more hints and stuff. But we'll come on to that later. For now, I'm going to switch over to YouTube, and I'm going to switch on to this one, and we shall watch the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Aaron Cobley and I am the lead character artist on Guild Wars 2. What we are going to show you today is a quick overview of some of our new character customization features. With Guild Wars 2, we are giving our players many different ways to customize your character. We have a revamped dye system, which we spoke about in a previous blog. We have our traditional hairstyle, hair color, face style, and skin color options that you are familiar with if you played Guild Wars 1. But in addition to all of those features, with Guild Wars 2, we will be allowing you much more control over the way you look. We are introducing a new body type system, which will give you choices over what type of physique you want. What you can see here is just a taste, but you can see that you can be skinny and slight, or big and muscular, even hairy or smooth. Along with the newly added body type features, we have a new face customization system. With our face customization, we will give you the ability to change the size of the larger facial groups. You will be able to make your eyes bigger or smaller, your nose wider or more narrow, and your lips thinner or thicker, and so on. One of the main comments that I heard regarding characters in Guild Wars 1 was that people wanted to make their characters feel unique and personal, so that they could stand out in the crowd. We believe that with all of our customization options in Guild Wars 2, every player will be able to make themselves unique and special.
So as we transition back into the post, I just want to talk about that a little bit, I suppose. And it's very interesting how they've sort of changed a little bit of the character customization. It's pretty damn awesome, but it's pretty expected, basically. It's not really big news. You know, we're expecting the new class to be revealed and they give us, you know, customization, so. But it's pretty awesome to see that we can look unique and you can definitely do what you want. I still think they should have, you know, shown the female character as well as the male, because I know you girls out there, you know, you like to do your hairs and you like to make yourself look beautiful, which is fair enough, to be fair, fair enough. But the next thing that they went on to in the blog post is UI improvements. Now, they've definitely focused just on the on your inventory and your character, your skills, and as you can see, this is basically your character page, where you see in the top left here, I'm not sure if you can see it on the stream, but the top left here, you have obviously your inventory and your skills, and here will be something else, here will be something else. I'm guessing this will be your crafting, and this will be your achievements or something. So generally, I think they've improved the UI on this screen, not on the general screen. Like the map will still be in the same place, you know, everything like this. So it changes the title of this UI improvements. I think it's more character screen, if that's the right way to put it, improvements. I'm actually going to change out I'm going to take me out because I'm looking awful today. But or this morning, should I say. But yeah, as I say, big beefy UI. G-Star, that was what it's called. And basically I think their goal with all of it is to make it a lot easier, make it simple to do. Because a lot of things, times with MMOs when you go onto something over a new player and you see something and it's very hard to, it looks extremely complicated from the off, and it really is off-putting, and you're really tempted to just go onto the internet and see what's the best route to take, because it looks too complicated for you to work out if you're just a casual player. But obviously this, you've just got a certain selection of skills, and it's quite easy to do. And obviously they're going to implement little things like this towards, you know, whilst the game is released and as they go along. I mean, this is simply just a hint system. You know, it's pretty, they've dumbed it down, but it's pretty simple. Like when you get a new mail, for example, an alert pops up on your screen. If you get any story-related messages from NPCs, same happens. It's basically making it a lot more interactive. It's going to feel, they're trying to put the RPG back into MMOs, so a lot to do with the world is going to be it's just going to be happening, and it's going to be here and now. So, you know, you're going to randomly get a pop-up saying, you know, oh, you might want to see this person, whilst maybe a scout shouting at you saying, oh, we need help here, and you've got to make that choice whether to go back to your personal story because you've got this mail, or to, you know, help out this guy kill some centaurs, for example. You know, it's going to be very immersive personally for you as a character, and obviously the world around you is going to be changing, and people are going to be needed help. You know, players are going to be, you know, going off to do crazy things, so a lot's going to be happening. I mean, people are generally worried about the game because dynamic events and all different stuff. We've seen similar stuff in Warhammer where it got very linear because people would go to do the same things, people would go to do the same events, and over time it gets boring. But I think with this, they've done it in this sort of way where they're trying to get it so a lot of different things are happening at once for you personally and for the community on your server. So I think they're going in the right direction, and even though this is a small update, it shows that they're going in the right direction to get just the game running a lot smoother. Now here's another big one. Killing enemies with a weapon unlocks the skills for that weapon. So before this new update, the way you unlocked skills was by just using a weapon. So if you use a sword, then obviously you can imagine, put yourself in this character. You've woken up and you're in a fantasy world, and you're like, whoa, I'm in a fantasy world, obviously. You go outside and you're called to battle. Now, I don't know anything about you guys, but if you've never used a sword before in life, obviously you're not going to be very good, but as you go through weeks and months of using the same sword, you're going to get better and better and better. So the idea with Guild Wars 2, with this skill system, is that as you use your weapon, you get better with that weapon, and obviously that weapon changes your skill set. And if you use a sword, you have a certain amount of skills for the sword, and then if you change to a mace, you have different skills for the mace. That's how the skill system works. So they've kept it the same. They've just changed how it goes about, how you go about doing it. As you can see here, for weapon skills like the ones you see below, we wanted to teach that they were tied to the weapon being used, just like I was saying. Because of this, we have gone to the method in which killing enemies with a weapon unlocks the skills for that weapon. This also teaches how the weapon works, since the players unlock skills in a particular order and learns to incorporate the new skills to their playstyle. So this is the big bit. The particular order and learns to incorporate the skills with their playstyle. Basically, this is a summary of what they've done. It's backed up by the traits, but it's hard to explain it in full because the traits haven't been released yet, and at the bottom of this blog post it does say that they're going to do another blog about the traits. But basically they want you to really focus on how you want your character to level up. So you got this whole skill system where you're going to do different skills, and you're going to be able to level up different weapons and do loads of different things. However, you're also going to need to choose a direct path of where you want to go. So for example, I'm personally going to be playing a warrior. So by playing a warrior, I want to be one of these warriors with two-handed swords, and I can just run into somewhere, deal a lot of damage and take a lot of damage. And you know, my only disadvantage would be I'm slow, I'm not being able to move a lot, and obviously I can't kite very well. but I can take a lot of damage and deal a lot of damage, and that's the type of player I want to be. But some MMOs really limit you on what you can do with this. You know, every single warrior is doing it. You know, every single warrior has that same play style. And then next thing you know, they unleash a patch, and then another type of warrior is better. For example, a sword and shield warrior is better than the greatsword warrior. So if I'm still enjoying playing the greatsword warrior and I'm just now going to get absolutely owned because I can't really, you know, it's not a valid option anymore, then, you know, that's unfair for me, because this is the type of character I want to build. But Guild Wars 2 are throwing this out the window. They're saying, if you want that type of warrior, you can spec yourself into it by choosing different skills and leveling up that weapon rather than the skills, basically, if you see what I mean. Now, this is how they're going to do it, which is really interesting. I'm going to quickly try and find where it is. So yeah, they're going to do it by skill points, basically. And the skills unlock quickly, and once unlocked, they become more powerful at player levels. That's another one as well. You don't have to keep going back to the trainer to level your skills up. Obviously, the same concept as before in real life. If you get better with the skills and you're getting stronger as you grow as a character, your skills can become more powerful naturally, and you're not going to have to go to a trainer to train it up or spend any money on it. They're just going to get more powerful as you level up. So the healing, utility and elite skills seen below, which are these, are now unlocked with skill points. Each skill may have a cost value of a number of the skills to unlock. But once the player is able to slot a particular type of skill, they may unlock the skills in any order that they choose. So, for example, if a non-warrior unlocks a skill, they may choose to spend the skill points to unlock a bear form. So, for example, as a warrior, I want to be that bear type character. I want to be a bear. So you can do that straight away. You don't have to wait till you're level 50. You know, you don't have to keep grinding it out. You can just think, this is where I want to go with my character, and I'm going to choose the skills to get there. Like me with my greatsword, you know, I could unlock the elite skill that really benefits me having a greatsword, so it's not invalid for me to have it. It's not putting me at a disadvantage to have that skill. It's just where I want to go, and it basically makes you be able to define yourself as a character and not be put down by the system. And they say there are 200 skill challenges in the game, and they range from defeating tough opponents to answering riddles to drinking a lot of drink, and this is amazing, this part. I'm just going to make this picture bigger while I talk about this, but this is game changing. This is definitely what MMOs should be about. You know, you've got this massive world that you're involved in, and a lot of the time you're going to the same person, you're doing the same things day in, day out, and you're not exploring the world, you're not getting yourself even involved with the world. You're talking to the same engineer, you're going to exactly the same trainer, you know, you're going to exactly the same city, you're not going around. But in Guild Wars 2, it's not going to be the fact that, you know, obviously you're going to have player hubs where you stay, but it's going to be a lot more immersive, you're going to feel more free. And with these 200 challenges, I mean, I'm not sure how it's going to be done, but you may have 200 opportunities to be able to unlock different elite skills, and obviously only one elite skill can be used at one time, but your utility skills are obviously in your other slot, and I'm guessing, as you can see, yeah, one healing skill, and then you're going to have 3 utility skills and 1 elite skill. And to unlock the elite skill, you have to do these 200 challenges. Now, just think about this for a second. You can imagine, I want to have this great sword, you know, I want to own with this great sword, and I've unlocked say this was a great sword skill, I've unlocked, if you can see the mouse cursor, that is, I've unlocked this awesome great sword skill, you know, it allows me to jump in the air, put the great sword behind my head, and just slam it down at someone's face. But I find out that if I party up, well, I suppose there's not parties in the game, but if I group up with a group of friends and take out this mini-boss that's in this cave underwater somewhere crazy in the land, then I can unlock this awesome greatsword skill where I like throw it in the other person's face, pull it out, and do like a fatality, which I don't think fatalities are in the game, but you see where I'm going. You have bigger elite skills, and the way you get them is by going out into the world and earning that skill. And you know, you can imagine fighting against someone. PvP is going to be a lot different. PvP, you're going to have everything available to you, and you don't have to grind it out. All the gear is going to be the same, and it's basically just about literally PvP skill. But if you're fighting against someone, or not against, I keep saying against, but if you're fighting alongside someone and they're using all these amazing, imagine if it was an elementalist, they're using all these amazing skills, really big and bold skills, and you're there, it's the same as elementalist, and you're just using like fireball, you know, switch to earth attunement, and you just do, you know, like a boulder, and the guy next to you is just like summoning like fire dragons, mini fire dragons flying all over the place. He's, you know, like crashing the walls down on his opponents, and you're like, how the hell did he get all these skills? And that's how it's going to be done. But they did say there's 200 challenges. It also makes for a lot more of an immersive world, because everyone's going to have different skill sets, everyone's going to have different builds, everyone's going to look differently, as we've seen earlier with the character customization. And basically, your character is going to be very unique, quite like how unique it would be in an RPG. You might be thinking balance issues, but there's not much balance issues when the PvP is separate, I think. There might be balance issues as in Dungeons & Dragons events, where you need to have a guardian there with this skill, with this skill, otherwise your group's not going to work as well. But they've already said that they've tested everything, they've gone through everything, and you can literally do all the, you know, you can do a dungeon with 5 thieves, and it doesn't matter. So, you know, I think it's going to work out very, very, very well. I'm going to switch back to scene 3. Hey, I'm back. And yeah, so that's about it really. That's all the information they've given us. Of course, as you can see here, traits. This is one I'm really interested in. I might do a video on my YouTube channel about this, because I talked about it a bit before on one of my videos, and they never really released that much, and they're changing it completely, because obviously we're talking you level skills as you go, everything I've basically just said, we're talking like that, but traits allow you to define it even more. So I've unlocked this elite skill with my greatsword, and I'm just like douche, and I've got all these utility skills that back me up. I've got my healing skill, you know, all of this, and then I'm going to be able to unlock traits, which make me, I think what it's going to be is, obviously you can get your greatsword skill, you can have utility, etc. But at the end of the day, even though I'm playing with the greatsword, if I switch to a sword and shield, I'll be just as useful, you know, like I do just as much damage. So even though I got a greatsword, it doesn't really matter. But traits are going to change it so that you're more powerful with your greatsword than you would be otherwise else. That's the gem. They haven't released any information, but that's where they want to go with it, basically. But they do say down here somewhere they're going to be showing. There we go. We're going to talk about our new trait system in an upcoming blog post. So hopefully we see some videos of the G-Star demo with the new human area, and just go on YouTube and try and find some videos. Maybe there's some up already. And it says cinematics are coming up tomorrow, which would be awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing some cinematics. And while I close, we can look at their Flickr stream, which is pretty awesome. These are some of the more pictures from the G-Star PvP. There we go. Let's see, because the PvP scene in Korea is going to be very, very big. So as you can see, it's crowded with people. It's a shame this isn't gameplay. Is that a boat over there? Who knows? As you can see, the starting. Well, there's not much to see there, but there's a few gameplay here. But yeah, wish I was there. Don't we all? But I'm going to say goodbye there, guys. This has been quite an interesting one. I literally did this last minute. I just thought, you know what? Forget it, I'm going to do the live stream now. Haven't really announced it on Twitter, didn't put a video on my YouTube channel about it, so if you missed the live stream, not many people have seen it at all compared to the last one I did, because I haven't put it out there. But you'll be seeing it on YouTube anyway. If you don't know my YouTube channel, it is youtube.com/Philetic. The same title as my streaming channel. So yeah, so be uploaded on YouTube, and for future TN Tyrias, my days, you could tell how tired I am. TN Tyria, come over on this stream and follow me on Twitch TV. So I'll see you guys there, and thanks for watching. Bear in mind before you rage on the interwebs that this is done very late, and I do apologise for quality of my camera and for quality in general, and me being extremely tired, but I wouldn't be able to get a video up otherwise, so I thought, you know, before you guys find out all the information elsewhere, I'll put this up here. So yeah, thank you and goodbye. I did have tea, by the way. 2 seconds. I did. There's tea here. I always get like trolled for not having tea, but goodbye, farewell, and adios.